some fencing. Can you believe it? We're actually fencing, you know, like sword fighting. Yeah, fencing. Something.
Boy, is he in for a surprise. In this week's video, we're putting up fencing for livestock.
Hang on just a minute. Hold up. I wasn't going to get involved in you boys' video, but I need to say something. So in this video, the boys are actually putting up some fence. They're moving an existing fence and enlarging a pasture area. I thought they did a great job in this video, but there's a couple points that I thought that should be brought out, made a little more clear. So I'm going to insert a couple things in here. One thing that I did think we could clarify a little better is there is an existing fence represented by this black line, and they are taking out a section of it, and they're going to be moving it over to this area, as well as piecing in some other fence that we have to make this and this part as well. Actually, there's going to be another gate here as well. But anyway, we have all these pieces elsewhere, but this section's going over there. And that'll make our whole pasture area bigger. There's a lot of forest back in here, and there's some grass here that we wanted to include. The boys are going to replant some of this later as well.
It's slow, but we're making progress.
Just took this post off of old woodshed that's fallen in. It's going to be a top rail for our fence. We're going to put it where no one can see it. You don't need new materials to make the fence. You can use old stuff as long as it's treated. We just need to knock the nails in, clean it up, and we can reuse it. The best way to do a fence is to start with your outer corner post and then run a string line so you know where to put in the rest. And that's what we're going to get started on now, moving this fence.
So I just thought I'd clarify what the boys are actually doing in this section. They're putting in what's called corner braces, or fence braces. It's made up of two posts, one there, and cross member, and this cross member, you take a pin, a short pin, and you hammer it into the end of the cross member, drill a hole in the post, slip that pin in. On the other end, you hold the cross member up where you want it, you drill all the way through. You actually should drill the post first, and then, approximating where you want it. But anyway, you drill all the way through, then you drive a pin in to the cross member. So this pin goes all the way through. You leave a tiny bit sticking out if able, because you need it for your wire. If that little bit of pin sticks out there and you put a fence staple in down here, then you can run your diagonal wire from here to here. And of course, your ratchet for tightening is somewhere in here. You want to wrap twice if possible and ratchet these tight. One thing a lot of people don't realize when you ratchet these tight is that you'll actually shift this. In this situation, if your posts are sitting like this, your ratchet will move your post this way, the tighter it gets. So if it's important for you to be level, you probably want to start out slightly angled. It really depends on which way your diagonal wire is going. As far as which end of the post should be at the top versus the bottom, there's no like hard fast rule, except to say if you had a gate, you'd want the gate on this side. If you're going to install it here, you'd actually pull it out of square eventually. So the point and purpose of the diagonal, there's actually many purposes to it. It's not just one thing, but it's going to help hold it square. So if you're putting on a gate, the gate goes on this side. Another place where you'll see this done a lot is at corners. You might have a cross member coming out this way and another post, and you would want the diagonal to start on the outside and go down to the corner. And the same with this one, it'd start at the top and come down to this corner. Now there are exceptions to that, of course. If you put everything in and it's a little bit wonky, or your posts aren't straight, you might see the wire going the other way. But typically, it's going from the outside to the bottom of the corner.
We didn't get it on video, but you drill all the way through your post, and then you take a long pin and you stick it through the post into the cross piece, and that's how you attach the top rail. To finish the fence brace, we're going to run wire from the top of this post to the bottom of that one, and then we're going to ratchet it down. And then to hold our wire in place so it doesn't move, we're going to use fence staples. At this end, the wire is going to sit on top of the staple, and on the other end, it's going to go underneath. And this is the high end of the post. Now all we have to do is ratchet this thing and make it tight. There's our first fence brace. We'll do this where all the corners are and the gates go, and then when we're done, we'll put in the middle post. On the other post, I drilled all the way through to put in a pin that I'll show you later, that we're going to drive all the way through the post. On this post, we're only going to drill a few inches or part way in, so we can put another pin in so we can put the top rail on it. Alright. The wire for our cross brace we're going to catch on the top of this pin just the way we did over here. And we'll end up closing up this gap as I ratchet it tight. And if the pin ends up sticking out more than I want, I can always hammer it in afterwards. Now we need a staple at the bottom of the other post to hold the other end of the wire. We're going to start by putting the wire on the ratchet. We're going to stick it through the hole on the back. Then we're going to come here and we're going to crimp it. Once it's crimped on there about like that, start twisting it around. Start twisting the tag end around the main wire that we're going to wrap around the post. We're getting closer.
It's lovely.
Since we're reusing a fence and we have multiple pieces, we're using a line to show us where the top of the fence will be, because we're not using an entire piece for the entire section. And we're attaching the fence in line with this line to make it even. We're attaching the top of the fence first, and then when we're done, we're going to splice in the piece that's missing. The way we attach the fence to the wooden post is we took fence staples and put them around the fence and knocked them into the post. Here by the post we have two pieces that are overlapping, and I've just stapled them both onto the post. Down at the other end where they're joined together, I've woven them together a little bit with some wire and stuff. So here on the end, this piece has been cut and we have some tag ends. And we'll take them and we just wrap them around the other cross piece on the fence, and we just wrap them around. For the T-post, we've attached the fence using T-post clips. We have a video on how to do that we can link above. The fence is not done, but for the purpose of this video, we've shown you the basics of how to install a fence. We hope you found this video educational and useful. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.